You know that feeling when you've learned quite a few English words, they're all sort of swirling around in your head. But then actually, like, making a simple sentence, it feels impossible sometimes. We're just really, really slow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a super common hurdle for language learners. And it's exactly what we're getting into today.
Okay.
We're looking at how you can build simple English sentences, but crucially, quickly.
Right. Speed is key for conversation.
Exactly. And we've been looking at this great discussion from English Talks with Adam and Haley. They focus on very practical, everyday English.
Yeah, I found that really helpful. So the mission for this deep dive really is to give you some concrete tools, some strategies, and just a solid grasp of basic sentence structure so you can kind of push past that initial barrier, you know, start talking more easily.
Let's do it. So maybe start right at the beginning. What actually is a sentence in English? Fundamental.
Okay, yeah, the basics. So a sentence is essentially a bunch of words, right? But they have to express a complete thought.
The complete idea.
Yeah. And usually the core of that thought needs a subject and a verb.
Right. The subject is, who or what is doing something. And the verb is the action itself. And the English Talk source had a really simple, clear example.
They did. It was just, I eat.
I eat.
Couldn't be simpler.
Exactly. That's the subject, the one eating.
Yeah.
And eat, that's the verb, the action.
And it's so important to get this. These really short, direct sentences, they're not just okay for beginners. They're like the foundation.
Totally. You build everything else on top of that. No need to jump to complicated stuff first.
No, master the basics. So building on that, English Talks brings up this really practical formula, a pattern for making these simple sentences fast.
Ah, yes, the S plus V plus O thing.
Exactly. Subject plus verb plus object. It sounds a bit technical maybe, but it's the engine behind so much everyday speech.
It really is. So subject that answers who or what, doing the action. Verb, that's the what action part. An object that tells you what thing is receiving the action. And again, English Talks gave some great, clear examples, things you'd actually say.
Yeah, like, I drink water.
Okay, so break that down.
I is the subject, drink is the verb, water is the object. Simple.
Respect. What else?
She reads a book, so subject reads, verb, a book, object.
Got it.
And they play football, same pattern. They subject, play, verb, football, object.
You see how that pattern just works?
Yeah.
For loads of everyday situations, it strips communication down, kind of.
It does. It makes it less intimidating. Why do you think that SVO structure is so, dominant, not just in English?
That's a really interesting question. Maybe it just maps well onto how we perceive the world. An actor, an action, and the thing acted upon.
Yeah, that makes sense. The source even had that little interactive bit.
Oh, yeah.
It said, we watch TV, and it's just instant. We, subject, watch, verb, TV, object. You use it without even thinking.
Exactly. Which means, you listening probably already have a kind of gut feeling for how English sentences work.
Right. It's just about making it conscious, using that framework deliberately.
Okay, but the English Talks folks also talked about why it's often so hard to make these sentences quickly, even simple ones. What if they say were the main blockers?
Well, a big one they pointed out is trying to translate directly from your native language.
Ah, the translation trap.
Yeah. Thinking in, say, Spanish or Japanese, and then trying to map it word for word onto English, it just slows your brain right down.
It really does. The source mentioned it can lead to that awful feeling of just freezing up mid-conversation.
Totally. You're searching for the perfect word translation, and meanwhile, the sentence just evaporates.
Right. And the other big factor they mentioned, the fear. The fear of making mistakes.
Oh, that's huge for language learners, isn't it?
It really is. Why do you reckon that is? Why are we so scared of messing up when we speak a new language?
Good question. Maybe it feels really personal, like messing up grammar reflects badly on us somehow.
Could be. But the source had a great counter to that. They stressed that mistakes aren't failures.
Right. They're just normal, part of learning. Everyone does it.
Absolutely essential, even.
Yeah.
It shows you're trying, you're stretching yourself.
Okay, so to help push past those blocks, the translation habit, the fear, English Talks, gave some really neat tools like sentence starters.
Yes, these are brilliant little templates you can just grab and use immediately.
Super practical. Let's go through them. First one, I want to, and then you add a verb.
Okay.
Examples were, I want to eat, I want to sleep, I want to learn English. So versatile.
Yeah, you can plug almost any basic verb in there. What's next?
Can you? which is perfect for questions and requests.
Like,
can you help me? Or can you speak slowly? Things you definitely need when you're learning.
Definitely. Very useful.
Then there's I'm going to, for talking about plans.
Future actions, yeah.
Like I'm going to work or I'm going to the store.
Simple, clear intentions. Good.
And ones for likes and possessions. I like. Examples. I like music. I like coffee. And also, I have a dog. I have a question. Again, really common things to say.
Totally. And they mentioned one more that's just critical for learners.
Yes. I don't understand.
So important. Just being able to say that clearly.
It is. It keeps the conversation going, avoids confusion.
And the main advice from English talks with these starters was just practice them.
Right. Say them out loud regularly, even if you're by yourself.
Builds that muscle memory, makes it feel more natural over time.
Which actually leads us nicely into the practice exercise they did in the source. It's a great way for you, listening, to try this out right now.
Okay, let's do it. So first, the source gives the subject he.
Right.
And the example sentence they made was, he eats pizza. Straight up SVO.
Simple. Then the next subject was they.
And the sentence.
They play games. Again, SVO. Clear.
In the third one,
yeah.
You became, you read a book.
Okay, now it's your turn, listener. Just like in the source material, we'll give you the subject, and you try to complete a simple SVO sentence. Ready?
Okay, first subject is?
I.
Pause this for 3 seconds. All right. What did you come up with?
Maybe something like, I drink coffee, or I go home. Lots of possibilities there.
Hopefully you farm something.
Well.
Okay, next one. Your subject is she.
Pause this for 3 seconds. How about that one?
Did you think of maybe she watches TV? Or perhaps she walks to school?
The idea is just to get that connection happening quickly. Subject, verb, object, bam.
Yeah, this exercise really shows how fast you can build sentences once you've got that basic pattern and a few words ready.
Definitely. Now, English Talks didn't just stop at the building blocks. They also gave 5 specific tips to help you speed up your sentence making.
Ah, the speed tips. Good stuff. These are really about putting it all into practice more fluently.
Exactly. So tip number 1 was pretty blunt, actually.
Which was?
Don't try to make perfect sentences. Just speak.
Huh. Easier said than done sometimes, but crucial,
yeah,
right?
Totally. Forget perfect grammar for now. Just communicate. Get the idea out.
Okay, tip 2 follows from that. Use simple verbs you know. Yeah, like go, eat, like have, want. The ones we use all the time.
Don't stretch for fancy words if simple one works. Why is focusing on those common verbs so helpful, do you think?
Well, it just frees up your brain power, doesn't it? You're not hunting for vocabulary and trying to make the sentence structure. You focus on one thing.
Reduces the cognitive load. Makes sense.
And it builds confidence fast because you realize how much you can say with just those core verbs.
Okay, tip 3.
Use the same sentence patterns every day. Repetition, repetition.
Right. Practice that SVO until it's second nature.
Exactly. Make it automatic.
Yeah.
Tip 4 encourages practice. Even solo practice.
Yeah, the talk to yourself tip.
Practice speaking out loud even if you're alone. They suggested talking to your pet or a plant.
Hey, whatever works. It gets your mouth used to forming the sounds and the sentences.
It really does. And the final tip, number 5, was about input. Listen to English every day.
Immersion.
Yeah. The more you hear natural English sentences, the more those patterns just soak in. You start to get a feel for it intuitively.
It all works together, doesn't it? Simple structures, regular practice, lots of listening. It builds momentum.
Definitely. You start making sentences faster, feeling more confident.
So let's maybe wrap up by pulling together those key messages from the English Talks discussion, thinking directly about you, the listener.
Okay. First off, you don't need huge, complicated words to start speaking English effectively.
No, simple words used well are really powerful.
And second, you absolutely don't need perfect grammar right at the start. Focus on getting your message across.
Yeah, clarity over perfection initially anyway. Accuracy comes later with practice.
The main thing really is just to start talking. One sentence builds to the next.
Every sentence counts, even the tiny ones. It's progress.
So remember that S plus V plus O pattern? Keep it in your back pocket.
Make practice a daily thing, even just 5 minutes.
Use those easy verbs you already know, like have, want, go, eat.
Build that foundation and make listening to English part of your routine.
You really are doing great just by engaging with this. Seriously, we believe you can do it. And sources like English Talks are out there to help.
They really are. You're on the right path.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about this. What if you consciously tried to use just one of those sentence starters like I want to or can you just once or twice in your actual day? How might even that small step start to make speaking feel a little bit more comfortable, a bit more normal? What simple sentence are you going to try and build today?